Alright, what is going on, guys? Today we are here with a customer, Outback. It's a 2000. It had an EJ251 in it, and now it has an EJ203. It's all stock, everything, obviously. Just a straight motor swap. Customer came in, needed his oil pan resealed, needed his head gaskets done, all that other stuff. And it was just a little bit more cost efficient just to replace the motor with a JDM one. You know, less miles and whatnot. Had to do the timing anyways. That one had some higher miles on it. So why not just give them a quick refresh, especially considering, you know, even have to reseal the oil pan. So, we got that done, along with the fact that he had like single port heads on the other motor, which were weird compared to the dual port heads on these. And so this is pretty much it. Sounds pretty healthy. Idle's pretty smooth. So just want to do a quick rundown of what you're going to need to do in this swap, specifically with the sensors and whatnot. So when you do take out your original motor with the 251 in it, you're gonna need to pull off all the cam gears on each side, plus your main crank gear, and everything else is the same. But I guess the cam phasers, the cam sensors read differently from the back of the cam gears, or the one cam gear on the driver's side. So that's why that has to be swapped, or else you're going to crank no start. You do not have to swap the cam sensor because it still reads the same. It's still the same sensor. I did not touch that sensor. That sensor is the original one with this motor. It's idling pretty good. It does have an exhaust leak. Not my fault, but it was just kind of janky right there. So that's when it causes a leak, and that needs a hanger. But other than that, it's a solid motor, running healthy. We haven't gotten any check engine lights besides one for an O2 sensor, but ever since then, it's pretty good. It's idling a little bit low because of that exhaust leak, but other than that, she's pretty solid. Paint's kind of cool too. That's a neat color. Painted it himself. But yeah, that's pretty much it. These are direct swap motors. You just swap your intake manifold with the harness from your USDM one. The PCV valve was set up as a little weird. You gotta go. So what I did was I went to Napa and grabbed a PCV little. It's like a little bit extension with a slight bend on it for a Ford, because these ones have like a port where it slides on, as to where the other one that has like it threaded into the block. So we use the Ford PCV tube that's angled up like this. It comes right out of the breather tube, just goes straight, and then we connected another tube from there to the actual PCV, and it works pretty good. But yeah, like besides that, I mean, I swapped the crank sensor because at first I was like, oh, maybe that's why it's not starting, but that was not the problem at all. But besides that, everything else is the same with these motors. Just swap over the cam gears. Timing belts are the same. Water pumps are still the 2-port design, so those are the same. And the flex plate, you need to swap your flex plate. Do not forget to swap your flex plate. The flex plates are different. They are completely different sizes. The EJ203 one is smaller than the 251. So you need to swap that over. You need to. If you are driving an automatic. And this, in fact, is an automatic. So make sure you swap that. Or else that'll suck when you got to pull it back out because you're like, crap, I can't get the torque converter bolts to line up to the flex plate. Awesome. Just kidding. Kind of. But yeah, that's it. That's the build. Not really build. that was just kind of like what was going on with this one. But figure I'd give you guys a little bit more insight on that swap, because sometimes it's a little bit more cost effective to go this route, since these JDM motors normally have decent head gaskets and low miles for what they are, for the $400 or $500 that these motors are. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask, but I pretty much covered everything that we even did to this motor to make it run perfect. Yeah, stay tuned.